There was a patrol that was dispatched in a very rugged, remote area in Afghanistan, 2002, looking for high-value targets. So the patrol is dropped off by helicopter. They do their thing. They're supposed to check in. They don't check in. Second check-in time comes in. It doesn't happen. Third one.
They call them rally points.
Rally points. And they never met any of the rally points. So everybody's going where they are. Was it an ambush, a firefight? What's going on? A second patrol is dispatched, dropped off in exactly the same.
That's where our guy ended up.
Yeah, we'll call him a shooter. He's in the second patrol. The shooter's now in the second patrol, embedded with these guys. And they're following this goat trail. They're coming down in this very rugged area, looking for the lost patrol. And as they're coming down this goat trail, the shooter in front of him, he sees these like white fragment things on the ground, and he realizes it's bone. And also there's like meat attached to the bone.
There were bloody bones on the ground and torn up military equipment.
Like the radio.
Gear that he recognized, but it was in pieces. And so what's happened here?
So they're going wild animal, were they butchered or something by Taliban? I mean, no one knows. So they come down the goat trail, and it ends in like this little plateau, like a ledge. And on the edge of the ledge, it goes down. It's a precipice, like 500, 600, 1,000 feet to the valley floor below. And they're sort of dispersed. What's happening at this point? All of a sudden, out of the cave comes the thing of someone's nightmare. It's 12 feet. It's got a large spear, at least 10 feet tall, in its hand, a shield in the other hand. It's got flaming red hair. Later on, they counted the 6 fingers to this thing, 6 toes, double rows of teeth. And this thing is like ready to fight. These guys are absolutely petrified. Who wouldn't be? Can you imagine something 12 feet tall coming out of the cave? A nightmare that's not supposed to exist. All your training doesn't kick in, nothing. You're just stupefied. You're standing there, shocked.
All of a sudden, there's this really big dude standing in front of you, and actually up above them a bit. He was like on a ledge.
He's on a ledge, so it's even more pronounced.
So he was like looming over them.
Wow.
And he jumped down with this spear, and was really adept with it. It was really fast. I mean, this is one thing that he told us many times. He said, I didn't expect the speed and agility, because he said all of the CGI effects, and he mentioned this, that you see in movies of giants, they're always like kind of lumbering along.
Yeah.
That is not the way it was. This thing moved like the lance. It's like a 3-foot lance on a 10-foot pole, and the giant could swing around with this and bag you with the end of this pole as well. So he knew what he was doing and used to using it. The weird thing about it is, why has he got this ancient Roman shield? I mean, he was using really ancient tools, and he was dressed in a way that was, very ancient.
Very odd.
It was really strange.
So as the firefight happens, these guys are at the mouth of the cave. A giant comes out, and we could get into the way he sounds, but the part that always leaves me, and this goes back to where the shooter chokes and the shooter breaks down every time he tells the story. So they're dispersed, they're frozen, looking at this thing. One of the guys is named Dan. Dan breaks loose and he starts firing at this thing, at the giant. And this is where the giant moves with such speed and agility that it defies logic. How's this thing moving that fast? Before Dan can do anything, he's hoisted up on this petard, literally, in the air, one hand. And the giant, according to a shooter, isn't done. He's coming after more of them. At this point, the training kicks in with these guys. Someone, and the shooter thinks it might have been him, yells, shoot him in the head, shoot him in the head. And they just blast this guy's face apart.
Big guns. He had semi-automatic weapons.
308s, 50 cals.
50s, and basically shot the giant in the chest and in the head, in the face, and actually blew the bottom part of the giant's face off, where they could look into it. And when the giant was laying on the ground, he told me, he said it was like looking into a cave because his head was so huge.
The eyes were as big as a man's fist.
You could see his teeth in there, but it was really kind of a mess after that happened.
Double rows of teeth.
But this was like, a very smelly, weird.
Had never had a shower.
Yeah.
And regularly killed and ate human beings.
He was a cannibal.
Yeah.
There's no doubt that the giant was a cannibal.
And all the locals knew that.
Wow.
The locals knew that he was. Well, the pilot, when going back to the original interview on George Norrie's show, the pilot said that the whole thing, the whole package with the giant, the pallet he was on, and the rigging to hold him down weighed 1,500 pounds. He said, so the pallet and the rigging weighed, about 400 pounds. So the giant weighed like 1,100 pounds by itself.
And it was fast.
And he said it was like 12 feet long and kind of curled up.